Here we are.
We're live.
We're live.
Can you believe it?
Welcome, everyone, to episode 1,000 of Whistlekick
1,000.
Martial Arts Radio. Welcome, Andrew. Thank you for doing all the work that you did prepping this. Thank you to all of you watching, whether you're watching live or you're watching later, or maybe you're listening later. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. We've got a bunch of people watching live right now. I'm super excited. And you will not recognize this set because none of you have ever seen this room before. I'll tell you where I am. It's kind of special as we get a little bit further into the intro. But Andrew, you're here with me. And
Yep.
before we go any further, I need to acknowledge how much where we are now and how much the growth of the show and how much of the success from martial arts radio leading into Whistlekick has been because of you. So thank you, my friend.
Oh,
I am
stop, please, stop.
I am so blessed that you reached out and you said, I'll do it. I don't know. Can I do it? Uh,
That's basically what happened.
it's
Yeah.
it's kind of what happened, and look at where that has led us. So thank you.
I'm,
Now, to
I'm
those of you, go
yeah.
ahead.
I was gonna say it was meant to be. It really was. It was
It
just
was.
one of those things that just worked out in such a perfect way.
For sure. To those of you out there in the audience, if you're wondering what you're in for this evening, well, you're going to have martial arts radio, but in a different way. We're going to bring on more guests than we've ever had in a single episode.
That's true.
We
Yep.
are going to have some of them live. We're going to have some of them as pre recorded segments. And I think it's also going to be the longest episode of martial arts radio we've ever done. If my, no, it's not. Oh, no, it's not. No, not even close. Off by almost 50%.
Yeah, not quite. I anticipate this episode will be about 2
I
hours
for,
or so, but that's not the
right.
longest.
And in my head, I was like, have we ever gone 2 hours? Yes, once.
Yeah, and it
And
was
we
like
went
3.
way past 2 hours.
Yeah.
There's some trivia for you. Not that we set up trivia as part of this, but how many of
But
you out there remember that episode? How
yeah,
many of
bonus
you
points if you know
listened to
who it
that
was.
that whole episode? Um, now this is a celebration, right? So I have my Whistlekick Flow Like Water whiskey glass, and I have some whiskey that I have no idea how old it is. I just know it's older than I am. That's all I know. It's in my parents' liquor cabinet.
Your parents' liquor cabinet, so you're at your parents' house.
I am at my mother's house, so I am in my childhood bedroom. This is where I'm recording from. Um, we're not just full circle on martial arts radio as we go through episode 1000 and talk about all these things that have happened and bring all these people back, but if you're watching, if you look over my shoulder, you can see a small selection of trophies that were left in my bedroom. You can see my belts, white through brown, behind me. um, can't see any of the plaques. If you were to really zoom in, you might see Tunfa and Sai and Kama and Nunchaku behind me. And I just thought it might be kind of fun. Andrew and I were talking because, Andrew, you and I talked a lot about what we wanted to do for episode 1000. And in typical us fashion, we throw a lot of stuff against the wall. And some of it was pretty big.
Yep.
We had some pretty big ideas early on. We're like, all right, what if we do episode 1000 on the moon, right? And so we kind of walked it back from there. And this week, as I was thinking about how this was going to go, I said, so some of you know, and I'm going to make the first public announcement about this to all of you because you deserve that. because you are the people who have been the most supportive of me. A couple months ago, I relocated from Vermont to Maine to take care of my mother. We're not going to talk about the specifics of that, but the short of it is, I am back residing in my hometown and spending a lot of time in this house. And as I was here doing some things this week, I said, I bet, I could clean that room up a little bit and we could run episode 1000, at least my portion. I could be in that room. And so here I am in the room that used to have the Bruce Lee posters and, you know, here, I'm randomly reaching into the dresser. Here's a karate t-shirt from 95. I was 16. Let's see, 16. So I was a brown belt then, and this whole room is martial arts nostalgia. So while that doesn't do anything necessarily for any of you, the more I thought about maybe I should do this from this room, the more I couldn't imagine doing it anywhere else. Because I slept in this room when I started karate. I slept in this room my first 14 years of martial arts. It's where I built my initial love for martial arts. So here we are.
So one of the things that we should let everybody know is that when we talked about what this episode was going to be like, we talked about what if we do it from the moon? Obviously, that's not going to work. What if we do this actually live in person? And that was, for 3 weeks or so, that was what we were planning on doing. And for a number of reasons, it didn't work out. One of which is I'm home right now. Let me see if I can turn this over again. You see my foot. My foot is
the timing of this.
Yeah,
really got in the way. Between your foot and what I'm managing right now. We went, oh, okay, so our grand plans are not quite going to happen.
Yeah, so we pivoted.
Because it's right. Is there anything more martial arts than saying this isn't working or isn't going to work? Let's try something else. What else do we have? What else can we do? What else can we try? And that's where we're at. And I think I know what we've got is going to come out great.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a notification and I need to see what it is. What is this telling me?
I don't know. So I'll let the audience, while you figure that out, I'll let you know that. So the plan tonight is we're going to be bringing guests on, lots of guests, rapid fire. Every guest coming on has 10 minutes to come on and hang out with us. And we could have brought one guest on and talk to them and then let them go. And then the next guest comes on and we talk to them and we let them go. And the next one comes on. And so it would have been 3 of us at a time. That was like, we could do that, but we thought, no, that's not extreme enough. We need to go.
No, this is episode 1000. We need to bring it up a notch. We need more. I've been rewatching Home Improvement. More power.
So,
such a great show.
So the plan tonight is to bring on a guest, and then about 5 minutes later, we're going to bring on another guest. But the first guest is still going to be here, so there'll actually be 4 of us hanging out. And then the first guest is going to leave, and we'll bring on someone else, so there'll still be 4. Yeah. And then that next guest will leave, and then we'll bring on someone. So they're always going to be rotating. And what we are likening it to is kind of like Johnny Carson's couch. Right, where one guest would come out and chat with Johnny Carson, then another one will come out and just add to the couch. And so that's kind of what we're going for here. Just kind of a fun.
That is the vibe.
There are no planned questions. I have a list. I have a list right here. Well, I'm gonna flash it quick. Oh, you couldn't see who's on it. Oh, you don't know. I have a list here of when people are coming on and what time. Some of the people are already in our waiting room. They're not, they're here early, which is great because then they can.
Thank you to all of you here early.
Yep, and they can hear about what's going on and be ready. Our first guest is having trouble getting his. He's trying to get on his work computer, and it looks like there's some sort of a block on it. So we're going to he's not
We're gonna
set
roll
to
with
come
him.
on for another 3 minutes, so we'll give him another 3 minutes. And if not, then the person I can't say the name because here's
That's
the deal,
fine.
guys.
It's okay.
Jeremy doesn't know who's coming on.
And we did that intentionally. Not that it needed to be a secret, but I thought it might be kind of fun. We talked about that. Let's make this a little playful. Changing topics completely. This hoodie, this is the original Whistlekick hoodie from Andrew and I were talking about. It is at newest, it's 2014. I'm pretty sure it's 2013. I did an event or two selling gear in 2013 and said, I need t-shirts. And then I started selling t-shirts. And they were just the logo on a gray t-shirt. And then I did sweatshirts for the next one, and it was logo and name, black ink on a gray hooded sweatshirt. Because this was back in my I don't know how to design with color or depth or anything phase. I just took a logo and went print.
Jeff Curry commented, Jeremy, this is episode 1000. We know what we're doing.
Perfect.
Andrew, there's no plan tonight. Oh, there's the plan. I got a plan right here. The details
there is a plan.
To the minute. So we're just about ready to bring on our first guest. He's got his camera figured out, which is great. We're gonna have fun. There's nothing planned. There's no questions planned. Like, I'm going to bring this guest on, and it's not going to be like, okay, let's talk about this. We're just going to be hanging out, talking.
We're hanging out.
Yeah. And then he'll be here for 10 minutes, and then we're going to kick him to the curb. No, I'm just kidding.
But after 5 minutes, we bring another person on, right?
That's true. After 5, and they're both those people are in the waiting room right now. So I'm going to bring on guest number 1. Let's see.
Does their order have any reflection of anything?
No, okay. It does not. It does not. So I'm bringing to the stage Dennis Campo.
Hey, Dennis.
First of all, let me just say, woo! 1,000 episodes.
Yeah. And
amazing.
You were part of that journey, my friend.
Yeah.
698 episodes ago, I was your guest.
I love that you did the math. That's great.
Almost 700 episodes later, here we are.
One of the things I was thinking about this week is that martial arts radio is kind of the core of how everything that has happened with Whistlekick has happened. Because if it was not for martial arts radio, I wouldn't know. Let's see, who would I know? I would know in the chat, I would know Brian and I would know Stacy, and that's it. I might know Kelly. But most of the people that are going to be involved this evening, I wouldn't know. Dennis, I wouldn't know you because I never would have met Terry. I never would have met Bill. We wouldn't have trained together. We wouldn't have hit it off. We wouldn't have become friends. You wouldn't have come on the show. We wouldn't be working on Matic together and traveling and doing all of these fun things.
Absolutely. That's just an amazing journey. I mean, 100 episodes is an incredible milestone. You're now 10 times that. I remember celebrating with you 500, 600, 700, and this is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Did we even celebrate 900, Andrew? Or did we just kind of go, oh, yeah?
I'm sure you did.
900 feels like, a married couple's like 54th wedding anniversary. Like, it's remarkable. But they're just like, we've done this so many times. Like, okay, like, what do you want? Or let's just go to bed early. Like,
absolutely.
I don't know what we did for 900.
But I mean, at 300, the show was great.
It's only was it 2 and 3, now. 2, 3, 4 were the live streams, and those were early live streams. Those were pre-StreamYard, back when I had to like get a friend to run the boards, and they showed up at my house, and we used OBS, which was the clunkiest thing. Oh, 900 was Hopkick. Jenny, I don't remember all 1,000
That's right.
episodes.
Yep.
I don't remember all 1,000, but that was amazing. That was a heck of a lot of fun.
And if you remember, Jeremy, 800 was also live streamed, and Dennis joined us from Las Vegas.
That's right.
I feel like everyone remembers the show better than I do, and that's amazing.
That's
you really do.
Yeah.
So
it's been an absolutely amazing journey. being able to watch Whistlekick grow, watch martial arts radio grow. Like I said, it was great at episode 300. It's phenomenal now at 1000. I
You know,
can't.
you're not just watching from the outside, you're watching from the inside, right? You know,
Fair.
you've got a growing role in Matic, and and what's really interesting is how many of the people that are going to come on tonight, I'm guessing, you know, I see how many people in the chat are involved in this broader mission. You know, what's
Oh, something's going on at Jeremy's house.
gunshots. I forgot I'm living in the woods again. It's just random gunshots for, I don't know, raccoons or who knows what.
Sure.
300 was from Jeremy's couch,
Good
and so
memory.
was 200 was from the couch.
I wasn't even involved then.
You weren't.
No.
You weren't. These were good times.
So oh, go ahead. I was going to ask a
So I
question.
just when I take a look at the growth of Whistlekick overall, it really falls down to a very simple formula. Person comes on the show as a guest. Guest and I hit it off. We continue to talk, or they show up at an event or something, and they're like, "Hey, I love what you do," and I say, "Do you want a job?"
Yeah, basically.
And sometimes they say yes, and then we find them a job.
So I had a question for Dennis. Dennis,
Yeah.
what are you doing these days training wise? I know you're doing something kind of cool.
Yeah, very cool. I'm blessed to be working at Daryl Belashinsky's school teaching Superfoot system. And we've got a couple of guys getting ready for testing, hopefully at Terry's next month. 2 months, right? We're still in February, so in April. And we've got a boatload of folks getting ready for testing. The three of us
How big
included
of a boat, though?
next time.
Because boats come in all sizes.
Boy, there's the three
Okay,
of
here
us.
comes our next
Abby.
guest.
Hey,
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Almost like I planned it.
Almost
love
like
it.
you planned that. That was a beautiful segue.
That's awesome.
Well done.
Yeah. I get to see Sensei Daryl twice a week.
Jeremy,
stuff.
congratulations on 1,000 episodes. That's
Thank
just
you.
amazing.
Thank you, Daryl. Thank you.
Andrew, you too.
Thanks for being part of it. Thanks for
Absolutely.
And thank
Absolutely.
you, Daryl. Thank you for bringing to fruition what has probably been the most popular, I would say, more recent episode that we've aired, which was you and Superfoot talking about your
Eizo
instructor.
Shimabukuro.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a special moment for me. Mr. Wallace has been amazing. Love being around him. Love listening to him. Love getting yelled at him. Dennis loves getting slapped by him.
Yeah.
But it was also great to hear him talk about our Grandmaster,
Mm.
Sensei Shimabukuro.
You know,
It's a great episode.
when I met Bill, it was so weird because I don't know if people realize Bill was episode 14. I had
Wow.
no idea what I was doing. like it's oh, you know what? Talk for a moment because I've got the perfect comparison.
Okay.
Talk
So-
amongst yourselves.
So
I'm not going to
talk
give you a
yourself,
topic.
Jeremy's feeling verklempt.
And Andrew,
That's a
thank
nice
you
word.
for all the work you've done. I appreciate you coming to the dojo and helping out for our demo.
Oh, of course.
And
Um,
definitely, it's always been great talking to you.
I think the biggest, like, Whistlekick's motto is connect, educate, and entertain, right? The biggest part of that is that first word, that connect. That the friendships that I've made, every person coming on the show tonight, I, like Jeremy mentioned earlier, never would have met if it hadn't been for the show. And I'm so genuinely blessed to have made so many friends through Whistlekick, and people that will be friends forever, which is pretty awesome. And all three of you are for sure in that list.
Awesome.
Likewise.
So what I wanted to show, and this is one of these advantages of being in in your childhood home, where your mother keeps everything. My interviewing goes back far, much further than anyone might realize. I saw this on the wall. This is me at 8 years old interviewing then Senate Majority Leader George Mitchell.
Wow.
I was 8. It was at a fundraising event that happened to be held next door at a preschool, because the one of the owners was a state rep here in Maine, and so I got the opportunity to interview George Mitchell at 8 in a preschool bathroom,
How amazing
and
is
that's a
that?
photo. So despite the fact that many years in between had passed when I had the chance to start talking to Bill Wallace, I still had no idea what I was doing, and but that
Do you
episode
do you know what
gave
you're
us
doing
some
now?
cred. Right now? No, I still don't. But I feel like I've gotten a little better. But how lucky was I, that when I reached out to people and they say, well, who have you talked to? And it's like, Superfoot Wallace. They're like, oh, snap. Okay, I'll come on the show. Right? Because Andrew, that's part of your strategy, isn't it? When you reach out to people, you give them a list of names.
Yeah.
And the more people on that list.
It's funny. I actually recently was contacted by a martial artist that's not been on the show. He was one of the actors on WMAC Masters. And he was like, yeah, he just out of the blue sent me a friend request. And I was like, and I don't know this person's name. Like, if I told you this person's name right now, you'd be like, who's that? And whenever I get a friend request like that, I'm always like, hi, do I know you? And they're like, yeah, I was on WMEC Masters. And I said, oh, okay. And then I was like, going to invite him on the show. And he's like, well, how big are you? And I'm like, we've had everyone on the show that you might possibly think of. Well, like who? And I started listing like Cynthia Rothrock, Bill Superfoot Wallace, Benny Urquidez, Don the Dragon Wilson. And I said, should I continue? Because I can if you want me to. And he's like, oh.
Here's a list of people that are more well-known than you.
Okay, now, Jeremy, I did a bad job. We have to say goodbye to Dennis.
Bye, Dennis.
No, Dennis, don't go.
Dennis, thank you, sir.
Oh.
We got to
Proud of you
rotate him out
guys.
so
Keep
somebody
up the
else
great
can
work.
come on. Thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Congratulations.
Okay, so Dennis is leaving. Goodbye, Dennis. Kicked him to the curb. And we're bringing on friend of the show and of Jeremy, but I don't think Daryl will know him yet.
Get rid of those.
Joe Johnson.
Oh, hey, Joe.
Hi, guys.
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Is
Hi,
one
Joe.
of the kindest people that
Can you hear me?
I've ever met. Yes.
Congratulations.
We can hear you,
on-
Joe.
Thank you. Thank
Congratulations on 1,000 episodes.
you. Thank you. What was your episode, Joe? That was a good one.
7 something.
7 something. Yeah. You know, when we did the name badges for Marshall Summit, one of the ideas we had that we didn't implement was having people's episode numbers on them.
Right.
And the main reason we didn't do that is because I didn't want to do all that research and work. But, I
Thank you for
imagine
not
that
making
long
me do
term.
it.
We know Andrew would have done that.
Andrew was doing much more important things than that. He was doing. Look. Andrew was doing the very important work of Marshall Summit. I was doing name tags. Okay, like we need to put this into context. But I am, I have these delirious, fever dreams. I fall asleep and think, oh, maybe people will introduce themselves by their martial arts radio episode numbers. I am 542.
Daryl, do you remember your episode number?
722, I believe.
See,
Yeah, see.
people
I
know.
was 472.
People know their numbers. I've got a very easy one to
So
remember.
Kim had a question here. Now that we've reached 1,000 episodes, what's the new goal? We'll talk about that in our first little kind of break. We'll keep that, but we'll keep that question.
Yeah.
So, Joe, how are you these days? I know you recently went to a tournament. Yes.
Yeah, it was in November. Yes. And I'm slowing down on
this
the tournament.
winter.
Yes. And I'm slowing down on the tournaments.
And he's coming to our event in
I
March.
am coming to your event.
Despite
That's one-
slowing down, he's still coming out. I told you this
That's
guy
one I'm not
supports.
going to miss.
He's a
So,
good man.
but I was in awe about how you put martial arts in perspective.
Hmm.
You let people know it's not just about kicking and punching, that there's much more into it, and there's much more family into it. And I know you've worked really hard to do that. And that's why you surrounded yourself with the people you surrounded yourself with, because we're all like-minded.
Philosophically, and Daryl, I've heard you say some things along these lines too, that I think when you can only carry a conversation so far when it's, this is how I kick, this is how you kick. But when we start talking about philosophy and we start talking about all the other things, what a lot of us would call the soft skills in martial arts training, it gives us so much more that we can talk about. Right? Like Daryl, you raised your daughter via, in the dojo, through the dojo. I don't know what preposition you might use there, but could you imagine Sam without training? Could you imagine being the father that you are without teaching her?
No. She's developed into an amazing young woman, an amazing head instructor in the Rocky Hill Dojo. Happy to have my son doing it as well in the other dojo. But yeah, Sam she's amazing at this point. Started at 3. She turns 24 next month.
And we have to say goodbye to Daryl in 30 seconds. So, Daryl, are we going to get to see you at the tournament?
No, I'm way overbooked. I have a lot of mass intros and stuff I'm doing to develop the school. We finally hit 100 students in Sam's dojo.
Congratulations.
Nice.
That's
And
awesome.
I have a lot of other
Big
stuff
number.
coming up that
Great work.
hopefully will bring that further. But
Awesome.
Jeremy and Andrew, fantastic job. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
1,000
Thanks for coming
episodes.
on.
That's just
Thank
amazing.
you, Daryl.
Thanks.
Thanks for spending some time with us. We'll see you soon.
All right.
You bet. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Joe.
Bye.
All right. So we lost to Daryl, but we're gaining a Nathan Porter.
Hey, everyone.
What is up, Nate? How are you?
Congratulations, guys. I'm doing
Thank
well.
you.
How are you doing? 1,000 in. Wow.
1,000. You're in the dojo? Is that you're at the dojo now?
No, I'm just in
No,
at my
you
place.
can't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here, I have to enlarge this screen, which means okay. All right. Now I can see it. I can see it because what I wanted to say was you're in one of the few places that's hosted Martial Arts Radio live recordings, but I can't say that because you're home.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was a good time, huh? Yeah.
That was
that was a
fun.
really good day.
We
Those were
recorded
some good episodes.
3 or 4 episodes. 4 episodes we recorded that day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just happy I could help out and be a part of it. You've always been so supportive, and it's all about giving back. I mean, with the free training days and everything else, and one hand washes the other, and making the world a better place, and training away, and bringing like-mindedness together. It's what it's about.
Well, Nathan and Joe, you the two of you have something in common in that
Oh,
I don't remember. See, with a lot of people, right? You meet them and they start off as acquaintances,
mm-hmm.
and they sit in that space for a while, and then they become friends. And you were both just friends.
Mm.
I don't remember a time. Do either of you remember a time where we weren't friends, where we knew each other but we weren't friends? I don't remember
No.
that time for either of you.
No, when we met, I think we automatically became friends.
Yeah.
I didn't have an awkwardness where I have to get to know this gentleman.
No.
I felt like I already knew you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
I feel, for different reasons, I feel very connected to both of you. I cut you off, Nathan.
No, I was just going to, same thing. Yeah. I think, it's right there. The good energy, you're coming in, and whatever the event is, you're just talking away, good conversation. It grows organically, nothing is forced. And I think that's really important. Yeah.
And then the
So-
family grows because
Yes.
as friends of yours son is in
Mhm.
our dojo, and I think that is amazing that the world just blends. It's a lot smaller than we think it is.
It's all about finding the right. It's all about finding the right people, and I have found that listeners of the show are the right people.
And I think a big part of that is that if you look at the topics we don't do, it's not about the topics we do, it's the topics we don't do. Because the people that want to stir the pot or want to watch the pot stirred, or they want to argue about things, they don't find material to argue about, because we don't tell anybody this is what you have to do, or if you don't do it this way you're wrong, or any of these things. So they either really dig what we do or they just go away.
Right.
And it's become this wonderful accidental filter for becoming best friends. Like kind of the way
Right.
Jeff
And
just
anywhere
phrased
you
it. I
go,
like that.
sometimes you meet that person that you think that person's completely different in what you think. I've never, in our group, I've never met that person. We all seem like-minded and are going for the same goal.
I don't know that I will agree that we are like-minded, but I would say we are similarly open-minded,
Yes.
because there's plenty
Yeah,
of disagreement among all of us, but in a really healthy way. If there wasn't disagreement about how to do certain things, then Free Training Day wouldn't exist. Martial Summit wouldn't exist, right? Because that would mean we all knew the same stuff.
Right.
But we all have different backgrounds, different implementation styles, systems, etc. And that's cool. And we've organically grown this wonderful group of people that also think that's really cool.
And that's a great send off for Joe. Thank you for those sentiments, and we look
Thank
forward
you,
to
Joe.
seeing you at the tournament in March.
I will
See
see
you-
you
see
guys
you
next
soon.
month.
Joe, great to
Thank
see you, sir.
You too,
All right,
sir.
so we're saying goodbye to Joe, and we have our next guest joining
who's
us
it
on the
gonna be?
stage.
It's Kelly!
Kelly
Hey!
Thomas.
How
You
are
spelled her
you?
name wrong. Hold on, we gotta fix that.
He always does.
Kelly, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Nice to see you.
You too. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I
Thank
remember
you.
those gray t-shirts.
Kelly, thank
They
you
held
for
up
joining us while away on a trip.
Yes, we are halfway to our final destination.
Hello,
Wow.
Andy in the background.
Yep, Andy's in the background. I see him.
He's a little beat, 14 hours of driving, so he's
That's a lot of driving. Oh, man.
Ah,
Let's see, 14 hours from Vermont, North Carolina?
Virginia.
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 Yep.
I was close.
Yeah.
But we still see snow. That's not nice.
That is nuts.
Hmm.
That is nuts for sure.
No, it's snow.
Now, here's a question for you, Kelly. Have you?
You're just going to skip over the most Andrew joke I've ever made?
I must have missed it.
You said that's nuts. I said, no, it's snow.
Oh, that is good.
Uh,
So, Kelly, you obviously know Nathan Thomas. Did you meet because of Whistlekick?
Nathan Porter.
I mean, Porter. Sorry, I'm looking at the
I think
screen.
he
that says
started
Kelly
celebrating
Thomas.
Kelly's already
early.
married. You can't. Look, Whistlekick does not condone polygamy or polygyny, which I think is where Andrew took this. I'm the one
Let's-
drinking.
Okay, we're gonna roll that back. So, Kelly, you know Nathan Porter, but you had not met him before Whistlekick. Is that right?
That is correct.
Oh, I love it. There's that connecting again. I love it.
yeah, that was a great event. You know, I observed Kelly teaching away and has a wonderful curriculum as far as the youth instruction, top notch. Highly recommend. Yeah.
Wow, thank you very much.
You know, Kelly, you continue to do something. Your classes, the way you run your classes, continue to impress me because you're doing something I'm not aware of anybody else doing, and you're doing it well, and you're doing it with growth, and you're turning out these quality people with good hearts that continue to progress. And the point specifically that some of you may not realize is that all of Kelly's classes are family style. You know, you talk often, you know, you've got 3 to 73 on the floor at the same time. And yes, it is chaos, but you have a way of managing it and you have a lot of help, and the energy is so different. You mind talking about that for a second?
I was just telling somebody else that, you know, we're just kind of the island of misfit toys. You know, and
Interesting
just
way of putting it.
yeah, it just people just walk in and just all of a sudden start training together and
It's better than
martial arts.
kidnapping them and having them train.
Yes, that is
That's
true.
that's
That
my
is true.
recruitment style.
That's but that's the
cream truck.
magic of the martial arts, right? You know, it's everybody comes from a different path. You know, we're here to do this thing together and we go off on different paths, but we periodically come back and we share this moment together.
Yeah,
We do.
that's
We do.
true. Yeah. Well said. Wow.
You know, and
Absolutely.
Nathan, I'm
Absolutely.
just glad you get to hang out with us because
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
This is
you
great.
come from some folks that I'm not going to name names, but you're close, maybe not close ties, but you know some folks that really don't want to associate with what we do sometimes.
I don't know.
We should probably talk about that offline.
Yeah. Well, now you got me thinking. I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually I mean, you know, you have your core group, you've got your satellite groups, you know. Friend is such an open term now, you know, you just click a button. But you know, you really want to be aware of who's in your circle, that's for sure. And
Mm,
yeah, it's too bad when your close friends cut the deepest. And sadly that happens when ego's involved in this kind of industry. But you know, when you have thick skin and when you block for a living, you know, you're generally doing okay. It's just you know, I think we have to realize that. And when we think that we're all high and mighty and then someone just kind of knocks you down, you gotta check yourself a little bit and find your own growth with it and accept yourself for who you are. And yeah, if others don't want to be a part of it, then all right, you're not along for the ride, you know, onward and upward.
Well said. Absolutely. I want a high five for that one. High five.
Hey,
That's good.
ow, my nose, Andrew. Come on now. That was, all
You're
right.
supposed to block, Nathan.
I know, right? What happened? Unfriend. No. All right.
We're gonna say goodbye to you, Nathan. But thank you so much for being a part of the show
Thanks,
and
buddy.
being a part
Good to
of
see you, Nathan.
the podcast.
Everyone, take care. Congratulations
Good to see you,
again. Cheers.
All right, so we're removing Nathan and people are like, okay, who's coming next? Kelly, it's just the three of us for like
Oh,
4 more minutes.
4 more minutes. What are we
And
going to
then
talk
we're doing
about?
a little intermission thing. This is the only way to make it so everyone had 10 minutes.
We could have
So-
split. We could have had a person split on either side of the intermission. They could have had their 5.
Yeah, I didn't do that. That's okay.
Okay,
So Kelly,
that's fine.
I think I'm correct in saying outside of Jeremy, you have attended every free training day Northeast. Is that right? Maybe not every, the most.
The most.
You think so?
Yeah, it's you or Craig for the
Because how many of you
most.
had?
'Cause
I think I've been to-
2016 through, with the exception of 2020.
Yeah, I think I've only been,
So
I think
16, 17,
5
18,
or
19.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4. We've had 8 Northeasts. So
And you
Craig
think you
might
missed
have you.
2. I thought you had said you had only missed 1 before.
I was to the first 2. I was at the first one that
Yep.
you really had to pivot to make happen.
The super pivot.
Yes, the super pivot. And the second one. And then, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, again, it started up again. I'd kind of like hid for a little while.
My first one was 2019.
Yep, that was in Woodstock. 16, 17, 18.
Yep.
That was the first year in Woodstock.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, when we look at Free Training Day, there's this really interesting dynamic that happens. People are like, I don't know, it's a free martial arts event with all these weirdos that I don't know. It's risky, right? It's intimidating. People don't engage in things if they don't know what success looks like. And it's really hard to know what success looks like there, right? Like there's no certificate. There's no dollar amount where you walk away and you're like, I got my money's worth, right? It's an investment of time. And people have a hard time with that, right? But as enough people go and they go back and tell other people, right? It just continues to grow virally. Like, you know, we had 25% growth year over year, Andrew, right? I don't know. We haven't really talked about that, but, you know, you take a look, we've grown every year, and it's generally in that 20 to 25%, 30, 35% year over year growth. And if we do that again, you know, that's 250 for 2025. And it wouldn't surprise me if we have 250 people this year.
Yeah, and Kelly will be there.
Yes,
Kelly
of
will be
course.
there. And I mean, Kelly alone, if she sent out, you know, 3 emails to her students instead of 2, would probably get us there because she has 147,000 students.
That's right. That's right. We did have quite a few last time.
When you in Vermont, when
Yep.
you get your driver's license, they register for you to vote, and then they register you for classes at Kelly's school because she teaches
course.
in 19 locations.
Well,
She's
Kelly,
in 3 different places at once. I don't know how she does it. She's remarkable.
well, Kelly, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for being such a strong supporter of
Thank you,
everything that
Kelly.
we
I
do.
appreciate you.
Of
We look
course.
forward to continuing that relationship and working more with you and being a part of Marshall Summit 2025.
Absolutely. We'll see you there.
Safe trip.
Awesome.
Hello and goodbye,
Bye, Kelly.
Andy, and thanks for spending some of your time away with us.
Of course. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so Jeremy,
This is fun.
it was fun. It was really
This is
fun.
really
I
fun.
loved it.
I you know, I wasn't sure if it was gonna be this much fun, but it's a lot of fun.
So a couple of questions quickly before we get into a little video segment that I have
Sure.
put together. Where was it? Someone had said, oh man, I'm scrolling back. I can't find it. Okay, here was one. Now that you've reached 1,000 episodes, what's the
Ooh.
goal now? I will tell you, for me, don't stop.
There
Just
wasn't
don't
a
stop.
goal. It wasn't that, oh, we have to get to 1,000 episodes. It
Yeah.
was, you know, I think for all of these landmark episodes, it's been, oh, we've been doing it that long, we should celebrate. Right? It's
Yeah.
not the checking off of a goal. I will say that somewhere in the 700s, I started realizing, holy snap, we're going to make it to 1,000 episodes? That's crazy.
Yeah. And then this question from Jeff, I'll answer really quickly. How many offsite out of studio episodes are there? Honestly, at this point, too many to count because we've recorded in so many free training days and things like that it's a lot. I don't know that I could count them all.
Yeah, we've done recordings.
All right, so here's the next thing that here's
50?
the next thing
I'm
I've
gonna
got.
I'm
I
gonna
have a
ballpark it at
video.
50.
It could be. All right, so I've got a short little video here I'm going to play of some friends that wanted to send their congratulations, but may not have necessarily been able to join us. So, Jeremy, do I have to remove us from the room? I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm going to hit play. Here we go.
Hello, all you Whistlekickians. Tis I, Marcus the Bold, from Ipswich, Massachusetts, and
Tashi Deb.
and we are here to congratulate you on 1,000 episodes. That's an amazing feat.
It's quite an amazing journey, 1,000 episodes. So I hope that you have 1,000 more planned for the upcoming years. I wish you the best of luck. But it's quite an accomplishment.
And we are always here to support you and everything that you do.
Absolutely.
Rock on, my family, rock on.
Hey there, I'm Stephen Watson from SundayFarm.org. I'm here to congratulate Whistlekick Martial Arts Radio for their 1000th episode of their #1 ranked podcast. You know, the journey of 1,000 podcasts starts with a single misstep. And Whistlekick made one misstep, and that was having me as a guest. I was a guest on episode 676 and episode 913. If you were to go to whistlekickmartialartsradio.com, look for that episode. Every episode after that will only be better.
Big shout out for me and the Happy Hound Dog here to Martial Arts Radio. 1,000 episode coming up. You know, Kung Fu can be described as a good hard work. Andrew, Jeremy, that's some good Kung Fu. You want it?
Hey, Whistlekick team. It's Chris here in Southern New Jersey. Just wishing you congratulations on 1,000 episodes. Keep up on all the connecting, educating, and entertaining, because we can't wait to see what comes next.
Hi, Jeremy and Andrew. This is Dove Chelst from West Orange, New Jersey. I'm a longtime listener, first-time caller. Train hard, smile, and have a great 1,000th episode.
Hello, Andrew, Jeremy, and the Whistlekick followers. This is Gino from the École de Combat USA at the training station here in Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm about to start my Saturday morning Savate sparring class, but I wanted to take a minute to wish you congratulations for this milestone in the podcast history. I'm looking forward for this 1,000 episode, and we'll talk soon.
We at Taro Karate Dojo in Beacon Falls, Connecticut are sending best wishes and congratulations to Whistlekick for its 1,000th episode. Congratulations!
Hey, this is Nick Ackery from Kingston, Pennsylvania, and I just wanted to congratulate Jeremy and everybody on the Whistlekick team for 1,000 episodes of the most excellent martial arts podcast there is. Awesome job, guys.
This is Nick Tabor from Fall River, Massachusetts, and I want to say congratulations to Whistlekick Martial Arts Radio for having 1,000 episodes. Every episode has been such a hit for me, and these guys have been so good. Congratulations, and I hope you have many more, and thank you for being you and putting out the best martial arts podcast in the world.
Wow. What do you think of that?
I laughed, I cried. That was awesome. That was
now go ahead.
That was the most subdued I've seen Nick Ackery ever, which is funny to me. Those of you who know Nick, he was just like,
here comes our first guest.
Is he
so here comes our first guest.
Is he coming on?
He should. Yeah,
because
no, we got Nick Tabor.
Nick.
Hey guys,
the other Nick. What's up, Nick? How are you, man?
Hello.
We ended with Nick in the videos, and now here he is.
Yeah.
Hello, congratulations
so much, Nick.
on 1,000. Congratulations on 1,000, guys.
You sent me a message earlier today, Nick, and there was you called attention to a piece that I think everyone should know. You've got several podcasts that you do.
Yeah.
Too many. You recognize the effort that goes into this.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that, if you've never done a podcast, you don't know what goes into a podcast, right? Like you don't know what's involved in these things. But to do it takes some work and some time. To continue over 1,000 episodes as we continue to try to do to find ways to make it better. Andrew and I meet weekly. I don't know if everybody knows that. We meet weekly and we say, how can we make it better now? We keep asking that question.
Right. And I mean, I've done probably 800 myself through the variations. And I mean, just to see it, but every time I tune in and this
hold on. That you're saying, oh, I've done 800. Like 800 isn't a expletive hear a lot
Right.
of podcasts.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It you know,
Honestly, I mean,
it's a lot of it's so
it's a lot.
many.
Yeah, it is a lot. It's true. I mean, you're right to stop me, but I mean, every
Yeah.
time I tune in, I'm like, okay, like they outdid themselves again. They outdid themselves on every single episode. They did it again. And I mean, I came on 8:06, and I was like sitting in my kitchen, so okay, wonder how this is gonna go. And I'm like, you know, Jeremy came on the Zoom meeting, and I said, wow, thank God he's bald. And you know. And then we just had that conversation.
Hold on. I need everyone to know that periodically Nick will just drop into Facebook Messenger a side by side of him and I just being bald in the same like conversation, apropos of nothing. He's just like, I'll just be sitting there, my phone's like, boop, and I pick it up, and it's just Nick sending me that graphic again. And look at what he's doing now. This is why he does it, because it makes him laugh his tail off. And it is funny. But I've gotten him back because one time I showed up to a meeting with my nighttime glasses on, my blue blockers, and no hat, and bald plus glasses. I looked kind of like him, and he lost it. It was...
That's true. I was
the
laughing
best.
so hard my face was almost purple. It was great.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. It was one of the best things I've ever done. I'm proud of this. Making you laugh that hard might be the thing I'm second most proud of.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Jeff mentions no one person on screen has head hair. That's true. That's true. In fact, you know what? I'm going to bring the next guest on a minute early. Because now we still don't have hair.
Oh gosh! All right.
And yeah,
but I wear a hat because it's not happening for Andrew because of his lighting. But look what's going on with Mark.
Shine.
And Nick a little less so. But for those of you out there with hair, you may not know this, but it's almost impossible to white balance when you have a shiny dome like Mr. Warner does right there.
Yep.
That is
Mark
true.
Warner, welcome to the show again.
Welcome. You asked how you could make the show better, and then you brought me on.
That's true. That's true.
Now, what is better than four bald guys in a podcast? Nothing.
Not really. Nothing.
Congratulations.
Bald guys.
1,000. All right. So we have now 1,000. One. Bald. Now we have to get to 10,000. So all four of us can have a zero. So something like that. I don't know.
Are you suggesting the exchange rate of bald skulls to episodes?
Yes.
Order
Exactly.
of magnitude math. I'm just saying
It's a
words now. It's not even a sentence.
Right.
So
Okay.
what a wonderful group I am here with tonight. This is awesome. I've been watching a lot of it. I'm in my office again doing stuff, but I've been watching a lot of it. This is fantastic. Congratulations. Everybody that you deserved, everybody that has congratulated you, that congratulations. And again, I make no sense, but you understand.
I do. And thank you. And you are one of the few that kind of started hanging out with all of us, not because you found Martial Arts Radio, but because you knew someone who had.
That's right. That was the infamous Mr. Craig, wasn't it? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It's all his fault that I'm here.
Yeah.
Blame
And
him.
from what I understand, he had to lean on you for a little while to get you to
Oh yeah. He had
to come to
twist
free
my arm
training
quite a
day.
bit.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. But once I got the bug, once I took that first free training day, I'm like, oh my God, it is true. There is a heaven. I'm here. This is great. Because of the differences that Whistle Kick has made and the strides they made to bring all martial arts together in a really good sense and a really good thing.
Okay, I've got something for the four of us to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Nathan says,
Did this
Nathan Chalumsky says, those of us with hair are not as awesome in martial arts. It slows us down and we're not as aerodynamic. But Jenny responds with, it's not true. We're just as awesome. And she uses her hair as a weapon. So
I can vouch for that being true personally.
Yeah. I could see it going either way.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have the volume of hair that Jenny has to make it effective. I mean, look at Uncle Tommy. He has the volume and he can use it as a weapon, just like Jenny and many of our female personnel.
So
And
what you're saying is it's either no hair or lots of hair.
that's right. That's what it's going to be.
Good point. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
Beards do help, I guess. Actually,
what's
they do. They reduce the impact on the face. So
the movie where the dude, I think it was one of the Van Damme ones where the bad guy braided his hair and put weights in the end and beat people with it.
Yeah, he put a
Ooh.
knife in the end.
Was there a knife in there too?
Wait. That Jeremy's gonna love this because that was actually in Best of the Best 2 in the octagon setting.
No,
yes.
no, because I didn't watch that movie.
Oh,
It was also in, I think, a Van Damme movie. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I think his
And
name
so
was, I don't remember.
I
But,
tried to grow my hair out so I could do that. Simply to do that in high school. But the problem is I have curly hair, so it didn't get longer, it just looped. And after 6 months, I just quit. And here's the best part. I was such a nerd in school
You tied
that
it.
I didn't get picked on for that. Because they're like, that's whatever. Like, we've already got so much material for you, Jeremy. We're just not even going to bother with this weird curly rat tail thing that you've got going on.
Well, let me ask Jeremy: was the curly hair like a spring when you flashed out? Did it come back and hit you in the head?
Well, it wasn't long enough to put weights into.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
we're gonna say goodbye to Nick, but thank you so much for being a part of this episode
Thank you,
and
Nick.
all the ones
Thank
that you have been on in
And
the past.
and for everyone, Nick is the one putting on the tournament next month.
That's correct.
Nick is the
That-
one spearheading all
correct.
that, and
That's-
so far it is coming out incredible. And,
Whistle kicks
You'll
on
find out
Sakataka.
all about it in a couple weeks.
Thank you, gentlemen.
March
Thank you
29th,
for
mark your
everything.
calendars.
Thank you for everything,
right, so-
gentlemen.
We're saying goodbye to Nick, and we're saying hello to Nick.
Have ruined the hairless streak.
Oh,
You have enough hair for the four of us.
I absolutely do.
You have so
Yes.
much hair.
I could probably do that thing with the knife you guys were talking about with my hair.
I really
It's that
wish you
long.
would. I
oh,
think
that'd be great.
I think that'd be. You could you need to put an axe head in your hair.
Oh,
That could be
yes.
your thing, but probably a
that'd-
smaller one. Otherwise, you will need.
I'll have to make
something.
sure it's like properly braided for the next event that I come to for Whistle
That'd be
Kick.
perfect.
You
The
can
axe
teach a
head.
whole session on the weapons you could braid into your hair and how to use that as a weapon, and you can bring you can bring like braided wigs for those of us that are follicle
Oh, wow.
challenged, so we can
Follicle
participate.
challenged.
So like a wig with a belt under our chin, so it stays
Mhm.
on because you got.
Yeah.
And
Smooth.
apparently, we've reached the point of the silliness.
Uh-huh.
So Jeremy, I remember that character from that movie. In fact, I was playing D&D at the time, and I actually asked my dungeon master if he would allow me some alternate rules to play a monk that had a long braid with a knife in the end.
Nice.
Is that from the movie Cyborg? Is that the one you're thinking? Is that the bad guy in Cyborg?
I don't think so. I don't
No,
remember the name
it's
of it.
one of the like
No, it wasn't that
kickboxers
one.
or something.
Oh, one
I'll
of
have
the
to
8
look-
million
I'll have to look it up.
kickboxers that came out. He was only in the first 2 though, right?
Maybe it's
Yep.
2 then.
I
Kickboxer
don't
47.
remember.
The Return of the Return.
Right?
All
Ja-
right.
and-
Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. One of our guests
Ridiculous
needs
numbers
help.
of sequels. Looks like Jenny
There we
wants
go.
me to do the hair weapon session.
Yeah.
You're
Jenny
trying
says
to-
you have to teach that session.
That's going to be a Philly thing, I think.
Tong Po. Jeff Curry is right. That was the character's
Okay.
name in the movie, Tong Po.
Yeah.
So now I have to. That's what
He
I
was
was going to
kick-
say as well.
He was kicking the pillars and the concrete was falling.
I feel like after for Mark's comment, we need to figure out the how big of a beard do you need for a good guard for your chin?
You got a pretty good start, Nick. I think
It's a
you'd be
big thing
safe.
in the UFC for a little while.
Mm.
I see fewer beards now, but that was always the theory, is that it would create even a couple degrees of redirection. I don't know how.
I could see it be good for taking a punch. You know what really stinks though is when somebody's like grappling with you and then rubbing into it.
Yeah,
Nothing
I
makes me
can
want
see
to
that.
pinch you more than you messing with my beard. And pinch is the nice thing I would do to you.
That's your go-to response, is pinching.
Yeah. Well, it'll make you jump off.
Do you have beard defenses? That's the question. Somebody grabs your beard. Do you have a defense?
Yeah, it's usually punch him in the head.
Ah, perfect. That works. They got no beard. They're gonna feel it more.
The best defense is the great offense, I guess.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Their hands are
Depends.
full of my
Not me
beards. I
there.
got 2 free fists, you know?
That's right. You could hide some knives in there, so they go to grab your
could.
beard and they just come out blood.
I'll have to learn how Chuck Norris hides that other fist under there.
You could thread needles in there, like sewing needles.
Oh,
you could just
Oh wow.
put some of your hair in there. I bet that would work.
Mhm.
You'd have to experiment with the right size,
Right.
but I think that would work.
Well, they have those beads. You could like build yourself a shield.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to grow a beard.
Chainmail.
This is getting totally into silliness at this
I'm
point.
gonna grow a beard now.
Well,
That's what I'm gonna do.
this is what happens when we've been live streaming for an hour.
Well, maybe our next guest can level us out a little bit.
I highly doubt it. Whoever it is, I
Okay.
doubt it.
Well, we're gonna find out because we're gonna say goodbye to Mark.
Goodbye, Mark.
See ya, Mark.
Mark.
Talk soon. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate all your support.
Boom, and he's gone. All right, so bringing on. Make sure I've got this ready, queued up. Okay, he's in the waiting room. Here we go. Welcome to Whistlekick Martial Arts Radio again. Andy Campbell.
Hey guys,
What's up, man?
how you doing, my
time no
friend?
chat.
Long time no see. How you been?
Yeah, doing great.
First of all, congratulations on a
Thank
1,000.
you.
That's madness.
Thank you.
Absolute madness. I
What
think
were
that's
you?
and
You were like,
that was your 8th.
8? Yeah.
Yep, number 8.
Episode 8.
Episode 8. Absolutely crazy.
So
Yeah.
I have a funny story about you, my friend.
Okay.
I was at one of Hanchi Richie Bernard's tournaments.
Yep.
And this was a couple of years ago, and I'm sitting up in the audience just watching, and you were the head judge for one of the little kids' rings for I don't know, I don't remember if it's sparring or forums, but
both.
The energy that you were giving these kids was amazing. And I'm sitting in the audience and I said, who the F is this guy? And I don't care who he is. I want to introduce myself to him and I want him on the show. And I'm up in the audience and I took my phone and I zoomed in really close. I took a picture and I sent it to Jeremy and said, holy crap, I don't know who this guy is, but he's amazing. And he's like, oh, that's Andy. And I was like, we should have him on the show. And he's like, yeah, he was episode 8. I'm like, oh, okay. Never mind.
Well, it's funny because you came up to me and we talked for a few minutes that day and you had said the same thing. And I told him, I had told you that. I said, I've always, I said, I've known Jeremy for a while now. And I had the privilege of being in the top 10. I just think that's the coolest thing, to be in the single digits as part of one of your interviews. I just think that's really cool. And I really appreciate the kind words. One of my favorite things in the entire world is to stand in the middle of a ring and just mess with kids. It's just so much fun. We have such a good time together. And, I think the downfall sometimes of the martial arts is that people are too serious.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to have that balance, and as Jeremy can attest to, I have a good balance with that. I can be very serious when I need to, and I can be the absolute goofiest person on the planet when it comes to children. And we just have fun together, and I think that's really important.
Andy, you raised the bar at an event by making sure that your role contributes to competitors' experience. And watching you do that gave me permission to do that. and I work hard to do that. I don't do the things you do. I don't hoist the winners. That's for you. I'm gonna leave that for you.
It's my
But
signature.
I work. It is, yeah, and the best part, and so to the audience, if you win first place in Andy's ring, he will pick you up. Now, when I don't know when you started that, but I feel like maybe I started seeing you. You and I got to know each other maybe not long after.
Yeah.
Because all the kids were into it. But there was this period of kind of gray area where the adults were like, I don't know. And some of them wanted it. But then I would watch you just grab and hoist adults of all shapes and sizes. And every single one of them had a smile, just like the kids. Even the ones are like, I don't want you to pick me up. And you're like, whatever, I'm picking you up anyway. And they still smiled about it.
I'm very careful about it sometimes because I have, that you can tell some people are a little self-conscious about things like that.
Sure,
and
sure.
I don't, I always, when it comes to a kid, I just do it. And most kids, it's funny because I remember one time, one kid had come in and took second place in everything. And he was sitting on the side and his mom comes up to me and she goes, he was so excited about today. And I had him in my ring and took second place in everything. And she said, what's the matter? And he looks at her and she goes, no lifting. Just like that. Because he knew that it was in my ring and in first place he was going up and he took second place in every event and no lifting. It was just so but I'm really with kids, I just kind of do it. That's just the way it is. With adults, I'm very conscious about it and I will make sure that I ask. And most and if I don't do it, literally, I have had parents or adults or their senseis, whatever, sitting in the stands going, pick him up, pick him up, pick him up. So it's just, and it just happens. And it's one of those things that I just think really, it's everybody.
I have a question for Nick before we say goodbye, because he's going to head out. So Nick, if you're in Andy Campbell's ring and you win first place, does he have permission to pick you up?
Oh, sure. Don't get a hernia when you do it, but sure.
I have watched this man pick up people much larger than you, Nick.
I have picked
much
up big guys, my friend. Trust me.
Some very big guys.
Awesome. Nick, thank you for
Thanks
being
for having
here,
me
my
on,
friend.
guys.
Thanks for being
Congrats.
here, bud. Appreciate you.
All right, so we say goodbye to Nick and we bring on our last guest before our next little interlude. Welcome to the show, Mr. Stephen Watson.
Hey,
who's wearing his shark costume?
Now that is how you dress up for an interview, right there.
I'm sorry. I thought this was white.
I feel under dress now.
No, is this? No, I did this just for the laugh Jeremy's giving now.
Yeah,
I brought some of my students too.
You need to be friends. I do you know each other?
No, I don't.
Because
I
the
don't
two
think
of
so.
you have no issues
We need
doing
to hang out
silly for
together.
the sake of silly.
Nope.
No. It's
we need to make sure the two of you meet at some point here, because I think you'll hit it off.
Yeah, I take play very seriously.
As do I. I love that.
And in Chinese, the word for play is the same as the word for to strike. So it's a perfect martial arts perfect martial arts word.
Stephen, Andy does a tournament for Halloween, and there's a costume division.
Stephen, you have to come October 18th this year, my friend, up in South Portland, up in Maine. And I tell you right now, when I started that division, we've been at it for 3 years now. The first year we had 78 competitors in the division.
Oh, wow.
Second year we had 94 competitors in the division. This year we had over 100 competitors in the division. And I'm talking, I had to break it down 6 times. It was crazy.
Yeah. You have to keep redoing the. Yep.
Yeah. Teens and adults all jumping in to be in the costume division. It's amazing. Oh my God.
That is amazing. Awesome. I already know that my costume is going to be as a gold medal recipient. So that way, even if I lose, I can walk around with a first place prize.
I will lift you in the air.
Yeah, thank you.
In your shirt costume.
I'm gonna go as a guy with nunchucks strangling myself. You know, like I had a terrible training accident.
It's perfect.
I like the idea of your costume being someone with a gold medal, because then you're right, you've won already.
I think it's absolutely perfect. I'm
There's
gonna
a
make
win-win
the shark thing
situation.
happen. I keep trying to get everybody at a Whistlekick event to show up in their shark onesie, and I keep falling for it. And I show up and nobody has one, but I'm what you call idiot optimist.
You know, the two of you and Andrew, I'm guessing that you didn't plan this, but you know, when I'm doing a quick skim through my mental Rolodex, and I don't know that I know two martial artists that take their fun more seriously than these two.
Oh, that's high
Good
praise.
point.
Amen, brother.
And
Appreciate
it's something that, you know, the longer I spend in martial arts, the more important I think it is. You know, I have shifted to the verb that I use for training is play. I play martial arts
Yes.
because if, you know, LeBron plays basketball, just because it's play doesn't mean it isn't serious.
Yes.
But
And
play is an
people on
approach.
the outside will often misunderstand how seriously we can take play.
Yeah.
And they think it's goofing off or fooling around sort of for the sake of it. But like for me, there's something very serious going on. You know, like existentially seriously important to humanity, you know. And I'm trying to get something done. I'm not just fooling around, but you also don't want to invite me to your funeral because I will sort of take my philosophical approach to that, and I recognize that'll probably ruin it for Aunt Sherry. Like I get it, you know. But I think laughter lubricates and it helps get out what needs getting out. You know,
Well,
just like movement helps with martial arts. You know, you want to be moving yourself. I think you want to be moving uh, the clockwork in the heart and the clockwork in the mind. You know, you have to keep all those parts moving and lubricated and flexible. And laughter, silliness is a powerful end in itself.
I firmly believe that if I'm having fun, other people will be having fun. And
You give them permission to have fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like you said, Jeremy, and that's exactly what it is. You know, when you see somebody that, and I remember, you know, starting when I started judging, getting out there, and you know, it's a scary thought to jump into the middle of that ring and be the head of everything and have everybody's eyes on you, when you are the person that is the center of
yes
the two fighters, right? You have to make sure that you call it at the right. I mean, there's so much that goes on, but the beyond that part, the beginning part, that if you're smiling when you're in there with those kids, or even adults, you know, you want them to realize this is fun. Karate is meant to be, and martial arts is meant to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy what you're doing and have a good time while you're doing it. You can still be serious when you need to be, but the smiles are the most important thing to me, because as long as you that fun to it, then everybody around you has fun. And I remember the first time that I just, you know, I was nervous and I just said, you know what, the heck, this is me. I'm just going to be me. And when I first lifted that first child up in the air and everybody laughed, hooped and hollered, and I did it again and I did it again, it just became.
You realize that's something to do. Yeah. I mean, we all know the most important thing in the arts is the fundamentals, right? And fun is how you start fundamental. You know, our slogan used to be Kung Fu, and then a parenthetical N at the end of Fu.
I like it.
You
I
know,
like
like just to kind of get that point across. When I was judging, I would be, and let's be frank, we're always all judging. It's just sometimes we're in the ring. But I would tell competitors, look, if you suddenly find yourself facing the wrong way and it's the worst day ever, and you messed it up and you're not going to win the division, or you drop your sword or that sort of thing, I'm like, just fast forward 20 years. You're going to be telling this story over dinner, laughing at how silly it was. So just fast forward to that. Like, see it the way you're already capable of seeing it. You know, just short circuit the angst and just think, oh my God, can you believe I went into the wrong ring and started doing my form and it was, or whatever, like we're all here for fun. And that includes the mess ups. It includes, your gi falling open or whatever it is, those are all the stories that we're going to be telling later.
Yeah. Fun is a
Awesome.
vehicle for education.
Andy,
People learn better when they're having fun.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Andy, we got to say goodbye, but I want to thank you for coming on tonight. Really appreciate you being here.
Thank you both for having me.
Thank you. What's the date of your tournament again?
October 18th, my friend. October 18th.
Yeah.
Love to see
Somebody
you there.
text me that. Let me know, and I'll make it up. That sounds great.
Sounds great.
I'll keep you in the loop.
Thank you, Andrew.
Congratulations, my friend.
Great to meet you, sir. Congratulations.
Thanks, gentlemen. Good night.
All right, so we went a little over with Andy, but that's okay because there's no one else coming on. We've got you, Stephen, for a couple more minutes.
Fantastic.
So in the comments, Kelly Thomas wants to know if you're going to lead us in an episode of Baby Shark Doo 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 Doo, but I think it would be Sifu Shark Doo 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 Sifu Shark.
I think it would be Sifu Shark Doo 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 Sifu Shark Shark
Yeah.
Shark.
So
Shark,
so I'm hearing that we need to
Sifu Shark.
re-record this song.
I'll play
You know,
drums for it.
We can easily. I mean, the lyrics are about as simple as you get. We can modify
Maybe
those
it's
pretty quickly.
maybe it's Kumite Shark 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 Kumite Shark Shark Shark.
I feel like
boy.
there are many options. So we could pick one and just remix it
Yes.
weekly.
Yeah,
Well,
so congrats,
Steven,
fellas. Thank you. You guys have
Thank
made
you.
a beautiful,
Thank you.
playground and auger dish for, really important interconnections in martial artists, it's really important to have competition in martial arts, and it's really important to have camaraderie, and you guys have definitely built in that camaraderie, that thing that really makes anything strong. Some of it through your conscious doing, some of it just from the people you got together. Some of it just kind of feels like grace, and some of it's intentional, but it's all encouraged and cultivated by all of your unseen efforts, and including those of all the background, Chris and Jenny and Leslie and whomever
So
else
many
has
people.
helped. It's
Yeah.
pretty extraordinary. So I'm really grateful to be a part of it in
Thank
some
you.
small way. We always got a 1000th anniversary Siberian tiger that we made to celebrate.
Oh, that's awesome.
Stephen, thank you so much for being here
Thank you.
and
Appreciate
making
you.
this show, helping make this show what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Bye-bye, Stephen.
Talk to you soon.
All right, all the love. Thanks.
Wow.
Oh, that was fun.
This is so,
That was so
yeah,
fun.
this is great. These are such wonderful people who, Stephen mentioned something there at the end. He used the word camaraderie. I'm going to use the word family that we've not cultivated, not created, but Andrew, I'm going to use the word allowed.
Yeah.
Because the reason it exists is not because we made it, but we just didn't do the wrong things. Like, I don't even think we did the right things. We just didn't do the wrong things.
Yep.
And people stuck around.
Yep,
And
yep.
then we started to learn, oh, this is what's happening. And I think that that's really interesting. There's a business model out there that says, do your thing, give it away for free. And if you do it long enough, your audience will tell you what they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of what Whistlekick is.
Yeah. Yep. Now, I have heard, and longtime listeners of the show will likely remember this story of how Whistlekick, the podcast, like not the reason, but one of the reasons that you wanted to start this podcast is you were hearing your instructors and other instructors talking, just telling stories. And you're like, we need to chronicle these. We need to chronicle these stories before, unfortunately, they pass on. And unfortunately, we have had some past guests leave this this mortal coil, as they say. Yeah, and it is unfortunate, but I wanted to. I think it's important that we remember them. So I'm going to remove Jeremy. I'm going to remove us both from the chat or from the thing because the screen
That's good. I'm
ratio.
gonna get a box of
And I
tissues.
just have a. I've just got to remove us and then play a little video here. Jim Smith, May 12, 1953, October 16, 2017, episode 16. June Rhee, January 7th, 1932, April 30th, 2018, episode 180. Gwyn No, February 25th, 1965, September 1st, 2021, episode 392. Scott Lombardo, November 8th, 1966, April 6th, 2022, episode 90. Fumio Demura, September 15th, 1938, April 24th, 2023, episode 130. Angel Lemus, May 1st, 1960, May 2nd, 2023, episode 644. Chris Sutton, June 18th, 1976, December 6th, 2023, episode 46.
Yeah, that
seven past guests,
and
which
we should say we don't exactly keep tabs on everyone. There may be others, and that
there may be more
in a sense.
Yep.
There may be more, and that's first off, if we have missed someone, we're sorry. One of the people on that list, I just messaged Andrew the other day because I accidentally remembered. Like I was doing something and stumbled on it and went, oh, that's right, that person. Because that person and I were not super connected recently, right? So, Andrew, thank you for putting that together. But
yeah, that was a little bit of a group effort. Some of the team had some input on that, on how to make it better. And I know that's, it's on one hand, you can look at it as that was very sad. But on the other hand, I know, Jeremy, you have told me that students of those instructors have messaged you afterwards and said, thank you for chronicling their journey because it's something that we can continue to pass on to our students. And I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah. It's when I started the show, this was one of the goals was I wanted these stories. I wanted to time capsule these stories. And early on, it was like, I need to get to people. And then we reached a point where we don't have a hard time reaching people. But we have 52 slots a year.
Yep.
More than 52 martial artists a year die.
Yeah. Yep.
We're not going to come anywhere close to getting everybody's story. And that's sad to me.
Yeah.
Because everybody deserves to be remembered. And that's part of why, as an aside with the Never Settle Awards, we have the In Memoriam, which happened in part because of Scott Lombardo, because he won an award and he went and died before we could give it to him.
Yeah. So we do have to move on.
Yeah.
If you remember, if you could think of the people that were in that first block of congratulatory video messages, they all had one thing in common.
They hate best.
And that
of the
was
best.
they were all. No, that's not true. They were all from the Northeast-ish. Like we went down to New Jersey, Pennsylvania, but like they were all from the upper Northeast of the United States. And so I've got another video here to share. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So this next video is going to show that the podcast has spread much further than just the Northeast of the United States.
Howdy, Ando here from Happy Life Martial Arts, sending a big congratulations to Jeremy and the team at Whistlekick for hitting 1,000 episodes of the podcast. And the fact that many of those episodes are actually pretty good makes it even cooler. Of course, I'd have to say your best work was in episodes number 163 and 493, but I might be biased. Anyway, thank you for creating so much value for all kinds of martial artists all over the world. I know I'm not alone in hoping you stick it out to record 1,000 more. Keep up the great work.
Hello, everybody. This is Dan Nunzola from sunny Florida. Congratulations, Whistlekick, on your 1,000th podcast.
Hey, Whistlekick, congratulations on 1,000 episodes. This is Josh Blum from Pennsylvania. It's a cold day here, so we got the heater going, but thanks for doing what you do. This is for you.
What's going on, Whistlekick? Sensei Nathan Klumsky out of Bartlesville, Oklahoma. What you do for traditional martial arts and martial arts in general is nothing short of amazing, encouraging us to be one united family. Congratulations on your first 1,000 episodes, and here's hoping for several thousand more. Respect.
Hey there, Jeremy, Andrew, and the team from Whistlekick. This is Andrew Marley coming to you from my home, Dojang, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Can't believe it. 1,000 episodes, #1 podcast. Absolutely awesome. So proud of you. Can't wait till it's 2,000 episodes. In my art, we say, Pilsen, which means certain victory. Thanks a lot. Great to be with you. Bye now.
Hi, I'm Sue.
And I'm Greg from Conversations on Karate.
We want to wish Andrew and Jeremy from Whistlekick Martial Arts Radio Podcast a huge congratulations on 1,000 episodes.
It's an amazing achievement from one of the best martial arts podcasts out there. Good job, guys, and here's to the next 1,000.
Absolutely. See you soon.
Take care.
Hey guys, it's Joe here from Somerset Applied Karate here in the UK. Many congratulations on your 1,000th episode. And thank you so much for letting me be a part of that journey, allowing me to be a guest on your show. It was a wonderful experience, and I look forward to catching up with you guys again soon.
Hi everyone. Mazel tov, especially to Jeremy and Andrew. Whistlekick, amazing achievement, 1,000 episodes. Eyal Yanilov here from KMG Kavanagh Global, Israel, and 60 other countries. Bye.
Whistlekick Martial Arts Radio. This is Scott Robertson from Langley Township in BC, Canada, and from episode 768. Congratulations on 1,000 episodes. Keep them coming.
Hey, this is Jamie Seabrook from London, Ontario, Canada. I've been running Seabrook Martial Arts Academy since August of 1995, and I had the pleasure of being on Whistlekick Radio in June 2021. Just want to say congratulations on the 1,000th episode. Absolutely amazing, and let's keep it going.
Hi, I'm Nikki Wolf, the headmaster and Menkyo holder of Musashi Shibata Ryu Shiroha Bujutsu. Our school keeps alive the equestrian and falconry traditions and practices of the Musashi clan Shinobi Samurai. We just want to heartwarmingly congratulate our friends at Whistlekicks for their amazing achievement of reaching their 1,000th podcast. Way to go, you guys rock. It was an honor to be part of your journey.
Holy guacamole, my friend.
Yeah, there was some getting warm and fuzzy over this.
Yeah. So we had guests there from, Nikki's from South Africa.
3 continents.
We had people there from the UK. We have people in Israel, up in Canada. And I'm about to bring onto the show as our next guest, our furthest guest live, joining us today from California. And I know he's very tired. He'll probably talk about that. I see him laughing in the waiting room right now. Welcome to the show, friend of the show and actor and Never Settle Award winner, G. Anthony Joseph.
Look at you guys. Thank you so much for having me. 1,000. What are you thinking? Like what are you thinking right now? In 1,000.
Right now, I'm thinking I should have dressed better. I feel like people put a lot more effort into this than I did. I was like, I'm gonna wear the oldest sweatshirt that we have, and I'm gonna do it in my childhood bedroom. And people are like editing these videos together and shipping them in.
No.
Okay.
It's 1,000. It's Frank Sinatra time. You know, it's right.
It is 1,000. It's
I
1,000.
know. It's like New York, New York.
But it's
now, G, I happen to know that yesterday you were on set, correct?
Yeah, 2 days straight so far. Started at. So yesterday was the longest. The call time was 1:30. The shoot time was 2:30 p.m. And at 1 a.m., I was still waiting for my last shot in the Hollywood Hills. It happened maybe an hour or half hour later. So by the time I left, here's a funny story. I'm on my way home. Only God knows how I got home last night. Only because at one point I remember saying, how did I end up in the exit lane from the freeway? That's how it was. I should have pulled over and slept. But when I got home, you know, a couple of the TCF guys are here from Trinidad, France, North Carolina, and they're here for the week. And
Was
they
Dwight
were
there
up,
with you?
they were up at 4 a.m. when I came home. So I was like,
Dwight on with you?
Okay. So I was like, well, let's just do a session right now. And so I didn't get to sleep, Jeremy, until 2:30.
You are a monster, G.
Oh, I love it.
You are a monster. You're gonna live forever, man.
I
If
love
you're doing this, you're doing this in your 60s. You're gonna live forever. You are my hero.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. So how are you
For
guys?
sure.
I want to know one thing. I'm interviewing the both of you.
Okay.
I want to know how it feels. That's what I want to know.
To do this, to make it through 1,000 episodes.
I'll go.
Yeah, you go first.
It obviously was a big thing. I mean, like, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about that?
For me, I will tell you that I feel, and I said it earlier, and I will say it again, I feel incredibly blessed for all that Whistlekick has brought me. And the biggest thing that it has brought me is a gazillion new friends. All over the world. I know that if I go to the UK, I know that there's a friend I can go see and train with. If I go to South Africa, I know someone there training and could all of these wonderful friendships. That's probably the biggest takeaway that I have.
Wow. And you, my friend.
Yeah,
Jeremy.
You know, when I look at it, it's on the one hand, it's significant, but it's only significant because of the way we count our numbers. Right? If we were in, base 9 or base 11, this wouldn't be significant in the same way.
Right.
To me, it's simply that this is a thing that we do, right?
Yeah.
Do you count how many times you breathe in a day? Do you keep score of how much you sleep?
Yes.
Right. Oh, I slept you didn't. So maybe that's a bad example. Right? Do you count how often you breathe, right?
Yeah.
This is a thing that we do. Whistlekick does martial arts radio.
Yeah.
We will continue to do martial arts radio until it makes sense that we stop.
That you stop.
So it's it's the same. I feel the same about it as when someone says, how do you feel about training? Well, I love training, but it's also just a thing that I do.
Right.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
see
For-
my
for
life
sure.
without martial arts. I don't see Whistlekick without martial arts radio. And you know, we've made some adjustments where I don't do every episode now, which is wonderful
Right.
because it means that the
Yeah,
show can
yeah.
get better because we're including more other people. Andrew is absolutely crushing it with all he's doing.
Yeah.
But
And on
that's
that, on
how I
that
feel.
vein, and on that vein, we're gonna bring someone else onto the couch right now. Welcome to the show, Mr. Eric Menard.
Eric,
how are you?
I bet these two.
Oh, I just unmuted his microphone. Eric, now we can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. First, congratulations, guys. 1,000
Thank you.
episodes. That's crazy.
Thank you. Andrew, the way you keep pairing these people up is really interesting to me because I could see, like, Eric, you know, I know you're passionate about your knife work. Gee, I don't know if your system has knife work, but if it does,
Yeah.
just watching the way you move empty
Yeah.
hand,
Mhm.
I could see the two of you.
Wow.
The two of you would train weld it for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
on the
very,
knife stuff.
very nice meeting you, Eric.
Nice meeting you, sir, too.
So I have one more question for the both of you.
Okay.
So, so when you were thinking of doing the show, was there it's like, I always ask human beings, what problem were they put on earth to solve? Was there something in your minds that you felt you had to solve in martial arts at that time? And if not, did that ever come to mind as the show moved on and began to have an effect?
All I was trying to do with the podcast was get people to pay attention to what the products we were making. We were a product company, a lost product company for 2+ years before martial arts radio came out.
Yeah.
And I tried to advertise on other people's podcasts and they couldn't get their act together. And I was like, fine, I'll do it myself, which is going to be the title of my autobiography. Though it won't say fine, it'll have another F word there. So I wasn't trying to solve it, you know, it was selfish. I wasn't trying to solve anything for anybody else early on. I was trying to solve a problem for myself.
For yourself.
Trying to build a sustainable business.
Yeah. There's always something.
And
I was curious.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it didn't take long before what martial arts radio was dwarfed the value of the product side of Whistlekick. And the irony is, of all the things we do now, product is one of the smallest things. We're 2025 is changing that, but still.
Yeah. Wow. I'm glad I asked.
Me too.
Yeah.
Awesome. G, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
I know you were super busy and I appreciate it very, very much.
I am anything for you guys. It's wonderful. And I still consider it an honor that you both asked me to be on the show a while back. Anything for the both of you. All right. Take care, guys.
Get some rest.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Did you,
All
Andrew,
right.
did you see that
That
quote?
was so much fun.
Jenny,
Yes,
I have so many books I owe you. I still owe you Katana Chronicles 2, which the outline is done.
So you guys doing
okay,
good?
so
You guys
we're
doing good?
great.
Good.
Yeah. This is a
Yeah,
good time.
yeah. I'm gonna bring the next guy on here, but Eric, stick around. We're gonna chat real quick. But welcome to the stage, Andrew Marley.
Hello.
Two Andrews on the screen at once. I don't know. We might open up a wormhole. Be careful.
Best day ever. 2 Andrews, best day ever.
I'll tap out. Although we are, we do have the official hairstyle represented again.
Follically challenged.
There's follicles. They're small, but no.
My friend, you are closer to us than you have been some of the others.
I get that.
You're doing great. You're
Congrats,
doing great.
man.
How
You
are
guys.
you? How are you?
Oh,
What's
man, I'm
happening
great.
in Minneapolis?
Oh, life is good. Life is cold. Life is cold.
Well, sure.
But life is good.
Sure.
Yeah, it's great. Great.
I mean,
Congrats.
it's cold. It's cold here too, though. Eric, you know what? It's cold where you are. We're not that far away from each other. We're all
Yeah,
cold.
we're in New Hampshire. It's like 25, 30 today. It wasn't too bad. The other day was cold. A lot of wind. Today wasn't so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what was
Yeah.
it? Was it yesterday or the day before? I woke up and it was like 6 below.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like that. I think 0 exists for a reason. And you shouldn't have less than $0 and you shouldn't have less than 0 degrees.
You would be
Yeah,
quite
I
sad
can
if
be
you
on board
lived in
for
that
that
world.
for sure.
I think this week we had the lowest was -14, felt like -40. So that was fun.
Yeah, you all do a special kind of cold up in Minnesota.
Uh-huh. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you can keep it.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I don't even know how they pull that off. But, quite often I'll see a map of the US and you would expect, Colorado and Idaho and, us here in the Northeast and Minnesota's just like, you know what, fine. If we can't be warm, we'll just be colder than everyone by 20 degrees.
Mm-hmm. For most of the year. Mm-hmm.
So
Eric, go ahead.
What's
Jeremy.
going on? Eric, what's going on with your training right now? What are you focused on?
My training. Trying to hit the gym a little bit, but as my martial arts, working empty hand knife stuff is one of my main focuses. Kempo, and then my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So trying to balance all of them and trying to find a good schedule, which has been tough, but trying to hit the gym. I've been working the rower at the gym. I like that. I mean, I got a nice basic routine that I'm doing. Once I get it good, I'll get an intermediate routine. But
Andrew, if you have to cycle it like that, you're losing dramatic efficiency. It should be
you got to pull in straight underneath your chest.
Straight line.
Yeah,
but I didn't want to hit my microphone.
So I've been doing
that. That is wise.
And just trying to work the curriculum and stuff, and just I'm seeing stuff that I haven't done for a while, like get back into some kicking stuff.
Nice.
I got a big birthday coming up in March, so I want to adjust for that.
You're gonna be 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus 20. So,
dude, I've been on the floor with you. You're turning 40. I don't care what your driver's license says.
So that's what I'm doing, trying to just find myself with that and get back into. Because when I first started teaching, I wanted all my students to train like I did. But it took me a couple of years to figure out that's not going to happen. For me, this is all I did. I did wrestling and this, and I didn't have any other activities, and I could walk from my house to my dojo, so I trained all the time. So doing all that when I was younger, I sometimes getting back into training is a little hard because it's like, hey, I did this, and it's a little slow. I have to just kind of get past that and get back into that mindset when I was younger and just monitor what I can't do, the stuff I did then, the stuff I can't do now, but just, gauge it so I can still train and stuff and not take too many injuries.
Andrew, do you change? Because, none of us have gotten younger, right? Right. We've all, we try maybe.
Yeah.
But, somehow, no matter what we do, that clock turns and the calendar pages turn, and then we're older. How much are you doing differently than maybe you did, a little while ago?
Very much differently. I'll tell you a quick story. So a little over a year ago, I had a pulmonary embolism that got me. So, first of all, I'm very thankful to still be among the land of the living.
No kidding.
And one of the things I was actually training for I was beginning the process to train for my next belt. and I'm struggling to do push-ups. I'm like, something's really wrong here. That's not how this goes, right? But long story short, I'm good now. But my training, I say it this way, because when you almost have all of that taken away, you can get laser focused about what keeping the main thing is. And so, and if you remember too, I used to live in Louisville, Kentucky. So my group that I trained with, I can't train with them in person. So I built out a really cool studio in my home dojang, and I train with them over Zoom, and it's so cool. And they bow to me across the camera, I'm bowing to them, and it's just so cool. And it's changed the way I train. Now I'm not training necessarily for the next belt, and I'm training because I really want to train, which is a whole different thing. When it's taken away and now you got it back, I'm like, no. See, my goal is to have my same belt, but be like those fantastic senseis that have the color gone on that part of that black belt. So that's what I'm working at. My knife hands low and knife hands middle are intense now, because I'm trying to swing that belt.
You can just take the belt and just close it in the trunk in your car, and you can get there so much faster.
Fair enough.
You just driving around. Come out and get that nice frame.
So obviously we just lost Eric. We didn't get a chance to say
Eric. Sorry, Eric. Goodbye, Eric.
Goodbye. For the record, I did not kick him out. His device is not connected. I got a message.
I do see that in I can vouch for that.
Yeah. So unfortunately, sorry, Eric, thank you for being here. Maybe you're still watching this on another device, but we appreciate you. I am going to bring on our last guest of the evening, however. And it is Jenny Nather.
Jenny.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
You saved me for last. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's
is that
what happened.
Because you knew who was on the other end of the couch with me?
So I will say that Jenny and Andrew Marley, you've probably never met, but your two personalities, I think, are very similar.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, well, I love her already then.
In fact, you know what? Andrew Adams, how great would it be if the two of them were like co-teaching something? Can you not see how beautifully that would go?
I can't, because
awesome.
the world would explode. It would explode. We couldn't handle it.
It'd be pretty great.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Can you make it to Philly?
Sure.
I have an event coming up in September. I would love to have you join us, and we could totally make that happen.
Oh my God.
Were you training day Mid-Atlantic?
Yay.
Is that right? Okay. Well,
yeah.
No promises, but consider.
And then, Andrew, we have been looking for someone to try to do something, up in the north, the center north, the north center and mid north. I don't know, whatever you call those states that you're part of.
Yeah.
Almost Canada.
That would be really cool, actually, Andrew.
Yeah.
If you could join us for Free Training Day Mid-Atlantic, come out to Philly. Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Let me get the information. Let me see if that's even possible, and if it is, I'll try my best to do so.
I'll keep you in the loop.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yay! It's so fun to meet you. Hi.
You as well. Absolutely. Love it.
So I know that I wanted to say something goofy once I got on camera. I have one of those very wise T tags today, and my T tag, it just knows it's episode 1009, and it says friendship is a sheltered tree or sheltering tree. Friendship is a sheltering tree.
Oh.
I thought, how perfect is that?
Quite perfect.
Yes. Mm-hmm. See, the T knows.
Yeah. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Most of my friends are taller than me, except for Jenny. So
yes, I might be the only exception.
Well, Dennis isn't taller than me.
Oh well, I'm still the shortest.
Well, Jenny, if we get this class together, it's going to be awful fun because I'm about 6'5" or so. So we're going to have some
Even
fun.
better. My license
You
says
can
that I'm 5 feet
literally
tall.
co-teach. Jenny can stand in front, and Andrew, you can stand behind.
Yeah.
And she won't block you at all.
I love it.
It'll be great.
That's fantastic.
Andrew, what's it called in music when you have two people, like two different notes, and is it harmonizing? Is that what?
Treble clef, bass clef?
Okay, both Andrews know music. Great.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Other Andrew, sorry.
That.
Yeah. So one note, 8 notes down from the other would be an octave. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do and do are the same note, so they're an octave apart.
I think he
So
just
we
called
can
us
have
Dodo.
No. If the two of you could teach and say, like, one's in front and you're saying the same things, but at different octaves. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of
wow.
synergy happening here. I'm just, it's getting, we're 2 hours in, so this is what happens. But yeah, we're just.
So it is time to say goodbye to you, my friend Andrew Marley. But thank you so much
Andrew,
for being
thank
here.
you so much. It's great to see you.
Great to see you as well. Okay. All right. Take care. Thanks.
Hope to see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we've got a few minutes to chill with Jenny, and we've got a couple little things at the
Andrew,
end.
we also should
we're winding down.
When we send him the info on Free Training Day Mid-Atlantic, we should also invite him to Marshall Summit because
absolutely, yeah.
I'll
keep him in the
fly.
loop.
He might find that more interesting. And just a shout out reminder to everybody. Marshall Summit, November 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th in New Hampshire, 2025.
Yep. And Mid-Atlantic is September 20th.
And if Victor came on the show, he could have plugged Midwest, but he didn't.
June
Victor
21st.
didn't come on,
I got you,
didn't come on the show. Oh, I see what you're saying. If he came on the show, he could have.
If he had come on the show.
Yes. We got you, Victor. June 21st.
Yeah, no, I get it now.
It's in June? Crap.
It's in June, man. I know, it's like around the corner at this point.
Yeah.
It feels very soon. So Jenny.
Hi.
How do you feel about everything?
Well, if that wasn't the hardest question to answer in 5 minutes, I don't know what is. No, this has been an incredible ride. Like, it started with me just being hidden behind the scenes, wanting to help you transcribe an episode. And here I am out there hosting events. So what the heck, man?
Be careful of offering help.
Right? This is what happens. You get sucked in, and it's a good thing, though. It's a good thing. I swear, that's kind of what it's like, guys. Seriously, but in a good way.
So, I see my role on the team is helping people find their role, even if they don't see what I see. Right. And I think, and I don't think you'll mind me saying this, that of all the people that have come onto the team, you and I had the largest disconnect between what I saw of you and what you saw of you.
Yeah.
And it's gotten a lot closer. And that's been a lot of fun for me. Mid-Atlantic taking off, the book division taking off. And both of those things are because of you.
Her having an interview.
I did.
Her
I finally
actually
did
coming
that.
on the damn show.
My goodness. And I was so afraid that I wouldn't have anything to say. And as soon as I finished that episode, I was like, oh my gosh, we never talked about this. We never talked about this. We never talked about this. There are so many things I could have said. What was I afraid of?
Jenny, our phone calls, our meetings have never been silence.
No.
There's always been enough to talk about.
Anxiety is a very fun
Yeah.
friend for me to have and take on this journey. And it's not in the driver's seat anymore. It's now in the passenger seat. So
Yeah,
there's that.
you've done
good.
You've done a remarkable job.
Thank you.
Putting that, not allowing that to drive.
Thank you.
You deserve acknowledgement
Awesome.
for that.
Awesome.
Thank you. I love
Jenny, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
and
you for
continuing
having
to
me.
do all that you do.
Thank you.
Congratulations, 1,000 episodes.
And she's
guys.
going to
We'll
turn
work on
them
the
all
next
into
1,000.
books.
I am every single one of them.
Everyone.
You'll see. You'll see.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Jeremy, it's just us.
Dude,
Just-
this is
Just you and me.
this has been a lot in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're definitely winding down. I do have one more video to play. It's very short. It's only like it's
Yeah.
less than a minute. Two
Okay.
more video submissions that I purposely saved towards the end for the end. But here we go. Ready? Last two.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Gerald Okamura. I'm from Carson, California. I'd like to congratulate Whistle Kick Martial Arts Radio for their 1,000th episode.
Hello, I'm Dan Millman. My wife Joy and I live in New York City, Brooklyn, New York. I'm author of Way of the Peaceful Warrior and happy to be here with you today.
Those are our last two video submissions that I got in for the episode.
It's funny. I almost emailed Dan the other day. I was, and in fact,
Yeah.
I just didn't, but was thinking about him. And I see Gerald every day on Facebook because he's the most ridiculous person in the best possible way. I love him. If you are not
Absolutely in the best
following
possible way.
Gerald Nakamura on Facebook, your life will be better if you do. I promise you. He is such a great
Yeah,
man.
he's a pretty
the
fun,
two of
fun
them.
person. Yeah.
The two of them are equally wonderful for dramatically different reasons.
Yeah. And I knew personally how much Dan Millman has meant to you and how much his book meant to you. And I thought, you know what?
The show wouldn't
I'm
exist.
saving Dan for the end.
The show wouldn't exist.
Yep.
Yeah, just flat out. Martial Arts Radio wouldn't exist. Whistle Kick wouldn't exist. I wouldn't know any of you if it were not for Dan and his book.
Well, there you go. This has been episode
Way to leave me
1000.
Speechless at the end. Andrew, you did a phenomenal
Yeah,
job putting this
yeah.
together. Thank you.
That's my job, right?
It is your job, but
All with a bum foot.
yeah. Yeah, just, think of what you could have done if you had all four limbs.
Actually,
Probably
I
would've
was
been the
thinking
same.
earlier about how much of a pain this would have been. How much of a pain this would have been if we had done it live in person.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. There would have been a lot of jokes. Way more jokes at everyone's expense.
Yeah.
But mostly your foot.
Probably. Yep. That's okay though.
Ah.
That's okay.
Yeah. So to everybody out there, thank you. What I find most interesting through the video submissions and the live guests coming on and all of you in the chat has been that it doesn't seem that you're tired of what we do with Martial Arts Radio. And that's great. Thank you. We do plan to continue. But I'm going to make a request. Help us out. Help us out with guest ideas or topic ideas. If you aren't already part of the Facebook group Martial Arts Radio or signed up for the new email list, the exclusive Martial Arts Radio email list, go to whistlekickmartialartsradio.com and hit the subscribe button at the top. If we look back at the very beginning, there was no solid, martial arts advertising platform. Well, we've created that. We reach martial artists all over the world twice a week. Help us continue that growth. Help us make that better. You heard from a number of people tonight who are part of our team, whether it's the Martial Arts Radio team or the extended Whistlekick team, and every single one of them who has gotten involved has made things better. This is not simply a company, this is a mission. And if you're watching this, especially if you're watching it live, you probably resonate with the mission to connect, educate, and entertain, to get everyone in the world to train for 6 months. Well, help us.
Yeah.
You don't have to know how. You just have to have some willingness. And if you do have some willingness, as well as silliness, email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com, and we'll find a way. Whether it's, if you only have a little bit of time, we'll still find a way to put you to work. And then
I would even say that another way so easy to help us out is share this episode or other episodes with friends. It costs you nothing. And I want you to recognize, not you, Jeremy, because I know but people listening or watching at home, how much effort went into planning this episode, making this happen.
Yeah.
This should be, I hope you would consider this worth a cup of coffee. Patreon.com/whistlekick for $5 a month, 1 cup of coffee a month. You truly help make this happen.
This show still does not break even. We're close. You could help us get closer. But enough of the commercial pitch side. You know what you value this show with. If we're going to continue to make it, whether you put money in or not, that's just the fact of it. Because we love what we do. Because what we do means a lot to us. We know it means a lot to you. So, anything else before we wrap, Andrew?
No, I don't have any other. Look, no, I got no more videos. I can try and make you cry again. I can play the In Memoriam one more time if you want.
No, we're not doing that again. But once.
No, I think we're good, my friend.
All right. Well, then let's wrap in what has become our awkward joint closing. Train hard.
Oh boy. Train hard. Smile.
Smile.
This is so bad. Have a great day.
Have a great day. See, even see there's still stuff we can get better at. Like that. We could get better at that.
Well, but part of that's the lag. How about we?
Okay, it's not just the lag, because when we're in person, it's still awkward. We still have a hard time when we're in the same room.
Oh boy, Jeremy! Congratulations to you.
Congratulations, thank you.
Getting here, helping us get to 1,000 for sure.
Well, said it before, I'll say it again here. The show's better because of you, my friend. And I'm going to hit the stop button now. To all of you out there, thank you again. We'll see you soon.
Peace.